I'm staying, yes, I'm staying. Staying, I promise I won't go nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. You know you're always on time for me. And know you never told lies to me. Tell me when you want me, Lord. You can call me your property. You never been rude, no. Don't know what's going on anymore. And I could try and do things my way, but it just ain't the same. How can I replace your love? You got so much to give, and you got so much to lend. I don't deserve what you give. Lord, I do not deserve your love. You got so much to give, and you got so much to lend. I don't deserve it. You keep giving me so much love, so much love, so much love, so much love. Whoa. Lord, how can I replace your love? You got so much to give. You give so much love, so much love. Whoa. You keep serving me the life, no waiter. I see me doing life your way. Trying to find you with a light locator. That's what I want you in my life for. Everything goes your way. I'll never let a thing go, no way. You know I got a thing for your grace. I shouldn't try to do things my way, no. How can I replace your love? You got so much to give, and you got so much to lend. I don't deserve what you give. No, I do not deserve your love. You got so much to give, and you got so much to lend. I don't deserve it. You keep giving me so much love, so much love, so much love, so much love. Whoa. Lord, how can I replace your love? You got so much to give. You give so much love, so much love. Whoa. No telling what you would do for me. You love me like war and you keep me in company. I don't know why you would do for me. You hold me so close and you keep me in company. Lord, how can I replace your love? You got so much to give, and you got so much to lend. I don't deserve what you give. No, I do not deserve your love. You got so much to give, and you got so much to lend. I don't deserve it. You keep giving me so much love, so much love, so much love, so much love. Whoa. Lord, how can I replace your love? You got so much to give. You give so much love, so much love. Whoa.
God said, I'm a winner. 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 I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. I can be whatever He wants me to be through Christ, who strengthens me. I can have whatever He wants me to have. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I strengthens me. Who strengthens me. I can be whatever he wants me to whatever be. He wants me to be. Through Christ, who strengthens me. Who strengthens me. I can have whatever he wants me to have. He wants me to I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I can go wherever he wants me to go. He wants me to I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. He gave me the victory. He gave me the victory. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. He gave me the victory to accomplish anything. I'm a winner. 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 I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. I can be whatever he wants me to be. Through Christ, who strengthens me. I can have whatever he wants me to have. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. He gave me the victory to accomplish anything. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. He gave me the victory to accomplish anything. I'm a winner. 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 I speak over my life. I'm a winner. I speak over my life. I'm a winner. I'm a winner.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Forget to read the phone number.
Little Georgia, she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO. All of a sudden, let's go live into the studio with our host, Brenda Sutton.
And hello.
Hello. How y'all doing today?
Hello, everybody.
Oh, he got that bass in his voice.
That's that Barry White. Okay, Barry.
How's everybody doing? It is Monday right here in Macon, Georgia.
No, we say the Makanga.
The Maconga. Well, you know what? Somebody broke out the Maconda today.
Oh, Lord. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Freedom.
Oh my goodness.
You know, but that wasn't funny though. But I'm just telling you, some folk broke out. They broke out. It was 4 people that broke out of the LEC.
And they still haven't found them.
Well, I heard through the grapevine that they found the Joey. I don't know what his last name started with an F, the white guy that murdered his wife or girlfriend in Barrington Hall. And they found him in Lizella, but I don't know how true that is. So I'm going to say this word. Henry told me I have to say alleged when I don't know for sure that they allegedly caught him in the Lizella area. But them other boys crazy as I don't know what, because I don't know what part of that made them break out of, I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, I have no words, but
Sounds like an inside job to me. Sounds like somebody walked by and said, "Look, that gate over there.
That's what I
it's gonna
told
be
Jimmy.
open."
Well, actually,
And I ain't gonna be around, so don't be looking for me now. But I'm just telling you,
Don't be looking for
yeah,
me.
go over that way. I ain't seen you. I ain't talked to you. My name is Gus. I don't know nothing about it. So just bye.
Look here, I'm a snitch.
we know.
I'm a snitch. I ain't gonna. You know what? Y'all talking all that
We
crazy.
know. That's
My
the
name-
colonizer in you.
Call me.
That was one of those Captain Obvious statements.
Call me Brenda the Snitch Williams, because if you come around, I got cameras and stuff around my house. I'm gonna be telling.
We know.
And
We
that's
know.
because, but They ain't had no business breaking out. Denver came home from school. Grandma, they wouldn't even let us go outside for recess because they
Mm-hmm.
had the kids on lockdown today.
Yeah, they did. All the schools in Bibb County were on lockdown.
Yeah, yeah, because
So
because
yeah.
somebody done broke out of jail. And you know what? Folk need to stop and it ain't everybody, because I know I got some people out there, Miss Williams, my boy really didn't do that. Yeah, it's some folk that's in there that really didn't do it. And there's some people in there that are in there. Hey Frank, how you doing? That and for not for violent crime, but it's a lot of folk that's in there now because they did something.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, they say, well, you know what? If they'd have just had this, or if they'd have just had that, then if they just had a little bit more love, and and I know Frank, one of them, he always out there trying to do, and I appreciate him trying to do, but some of these folk just bad. Now I'm just telling you, y'all can say I said it, they just BAD. Just BAD, and they just do stuff they ain't got no business doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that's why they be in
Now you
trouble.
got a whole lot of millennials going to the Google looking up VAD.
Well, the millennials don't believe in the word bad. They say the children are mischievous, or they have oppositional defiant, or they have ADD, or or some other thing. Well, I got ADD, but
Yes, Lord. Yes, you do.
you know what?
But you know what? We love you anyway.
I love you guys. Y'all are family. Y'all are family. I tell you. I'm glad to see some of my peeps out there. What's up? I hope that I see Faye Alexander and Rick and all the other folk come online. We need you to hit that share button.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know Henry paying for this, and he get mad at me because
That's okay, Henry. The Falcons will win next week, man.
Lord, you know what? Henry was so sick yesterday, and it's a hangover sickness from today because the Falcons lost, and they shouldn't have lost. Now I don't know nothing about football. Okay, all I know is Washington was sorry. Ain't that right?
You know what we're gonna? I know I'm changing the subject, but maybe one of these weeks we're gonna start talking about some of the service you get at different restaurants, and whether you're used to having your food cold or whether it's fresh when you get it and that kind of
Uh,
stuff. Some of these, like I ain't talking about like the Crystal or something. I'm talking about places like Carrabba's, some of
Mm-hmm.
these restaurants that that don't have the price next to the meal. I'm wondering, are they really worth that?
where the Carrabba's, I understand, is now owned by a black man.
Is it?
Mm.
I didn't know that.
No, yeah. Is that in that Carrabba's out there
On Arkwright? Well,
on
on Arkwright,
Arkwright? I
yeah.
think they have a black owner, and the joke was, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, is that they now have wings, and I said,
Why? Oh,
No, see, you
why
don't
do y'all
start
be
stuff.
doing that?
he done went out there and changed it. It's supposed to be Italian grill and everything. Homeboy done brought some
So
grease
they
out
got
there.
they got lemon pepper wings now.
Lester
Why you
Gilbert,
so
Frank
messy?
just put it out there. Lester Gilbert owned it. That's what he said. Yeah. They done went out there. They got rid of that grill. They got some grease out there. They dropping they dropping it in
Why are
there.
you so messy? You
You know what? Barefoot Tavern, is owned by Dr. Ellis. Dr. Chris Ellis over there, the nephrologist.
mm-hmm.
Who's owned by them?
Um
Oh
uh
yeah, Barefoot Tavern is owned by
yeah,
African American.
yeah. And let me just tell
What
you,
on Second Street?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, black
Mm-hmm.
man on that.
Yeah.
The whole time?
Not
Yeah.
the whole
Oh no.
time.
But I knew
I know I would say the last year and a half, maybe two. I know for the last year and a half, because that's how we were able to get in and play there. Our band.
So does he own it or is he
no,
managing
he
it?
No,
owns
he
it.
owns
Owns
it.
it. And let me just tell you, I knew that it had some black ownership because I looked on the internet and doggone if they got stuffed turkey legs.
Oh my.
And that's exactly what I said. Oh my.
Now, how
No.
do
I
you
would
stuff a turkey
I
leg?
don't know. That's a black thing. I
Where
think
there's a will,
there's
there's
a
a way.
black folk gonna find a way to do it. He got out there. I was looking that thing. I saw it on the internet. It had all kind of good stuff in it. It was sliced all open. I'm like, okay. Okay, Doc. I don't know what this is right here, but
Did
y'all
you
know
order
we like,
some?
huh?
Did you order some?
I think all of us gonna go out and have us a turkey leg. We just gonna go live while we talk about that turkey leg. Cause
Oh
I'm
my
like, I ain't,
goodness.
the first. That's why I go to the fair.
So remember, if you want some free publicity, invite the crew and the
Invite the
cast
crew
of All of a Sudden Show. We'll come in and
and eat
we'll let our
and talk about.
240,000 listeners know that this is the place to be.
I'm
But
out.
it's 250,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got 250. We got 250,000 listeners now.
And you know what? We all over.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. From here to there, we're everywhere.
That's what they say. And all I want to know is, listen, I'm telling you, I'm
What's
messed
up,
up.
Ricky?
Hey, Rick, I'm messed up with them turkey legs because I usually go to the fair. I don't know if anybody else out there. If you go to the fair to get the turkey legs, just hit like in the comment section.
Turkey
I do.
legs.
Yeah. I mean, them turkey legs, I don't know what them people do to them at the fair. It's somewhat like eating a New Way hot dog.
Oh, so they're that good?
Yeah,
Oh, they got cracking those turkey legs out there.
I don't know what they got.
Some of that magic dust.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, Rick, just want you to know that the All of a Sudden show is keeping your family in prayers, okay? All right.
Yeah.
Keeping your family in prayers, man. And we appreciate you tuning in and being an avid listener. We appreciate it. All right. Hey, Frank Dixon, what's up?
And putting our jokes aside, there's a couple of other places out here that do a really good job. I mean, I like and okay, think Back Burner. I like to go to Back Burner and eat.
Back Burner is another one of those places that don't have the price of the food next to on the menu, but they are really good.
They are really good.
I second that emotion. They are good. I promise.
And by
you.
the way, and they are consistent.
No, they're nice, neat, and it's really it's a great atmosphere.
Yeah,
and it's really good food.
But I want it to stop smelling like that in there. But the food is
See,
smelling like what?
It's just you know how you go into.
Why did you open that up for Brenda?
But old building.
Okay,
but the food is excellent. You get excellent.
That's
service
part of
there.
the ambiance.
But that's because it's like
part
it's
of
in
the
the
ambiance.
artsy. But I like old buildings and stuff like that. So
See my nose? That's the ambiance.
They want the building to smell like 1832.
Like mothballs in 1832.
Well, y'all know my silly self went over there to 1832 and got married and didn't know it was the slave master's house. I tell you, they talking about it was haunted. I said, oh,
yeah, it sounded like some whipping was going on in that.
I mean, I was.
That's what I heard. They
Listen.
said you could hear the slaves hollering on the next plantation.
It was where my friend wanted to get married, so I didn't say nothing. But I had did a little research. I said, well, I ain't gonna bust her bubble, and she liked it.
No, I ain't talking about that part. I'm talking about once the slaves arrived, they said you could hear them hollering from the next plantation.
You know what, Johnny? You think you slick. That's why your back hurt. That's why your back hurt right
go,
there.
Go, Henry, go. Okay.
That's why Johnny.
So messy.
That's why Johnny's back hurt right now.
Oh, speaking of that.
What?
Speaking of that.
What?
I promise you, everybody, I have had pain recently in the last couple of weeks that I don't wish on anybody. I did not know that the human body could hurt that much and that long and in continuum. I'm still having some issues. I'm still having some issues, but I don't know if you had a baby for 7 whole days. So I'm still having some issues. But for 7 days, I could not go to sleep. I was taking, the aspirin, the pain, all this. I could not go to sleep. There was no comfortable place in the world. I couldn't lay right. I couldn't sit right. I couldn't bend over right. I couldn't get on my knees right. I couldn't lay sideways right. I couldn't stand up against there was never a comfortable place. Now, but let me tell you about this angelic woman.
Hallelujah.
Woo!
Say it like you
Dr.
mean it.
Anissa Jones.
Oh, say it like you mean
Total Healthcare, I think, is the name of the business. I want to say it right. It's on Cherry Street. I want to make sure I got it right. But listen, and I want to try to get her in next week. She said something to me that resonated with me. I did, Crawford. She said it's my L5 pressing up against my nerve in my back and sciatic nerve. It is oh. So she said something to me that resonated, and I've been calling my friends and family, telling them. She says, "Look, Johnny, she said, once you get a certain age, or if you start feeling something in your back, you should always get your back checked out, as you now know, because I've twisted my ankle before, hurt my arm before, this, that, and the other. But when your back is it will make you not be able to do anything. Anything. You can't walk, you can't move, you can't sit, you can't stand. So she said, everybody should go like they do their car, go do maintenance, whether it's hurting or not, whether you feel a problem or not, just go get it checked out. And it makes all the sense in the world. I mean, it just resonated so strongly within me. I started calling some of my friends and relatives, and believe me, about 5 of them I know have said, you know what, I took your advice. And they went and called their folks and went and got it checked out. And they were like, a couple of them said their physicians told them, said, look, you did a smart thing, because we see something developing, but we can stop it now and it would never get there. And I'm thinking to myself, Lord, I wish I had done that myself, because she told me the same thing about me. If I come in earlier, that I wouldn't, I have never known, I have known pain. I didn't even, I don't take this the wrong way, anybody. Don't go tell anybody, Johnny, this was thinking about committing suicide, because I wasn't. But what I am saying, in my hurt for all that consecutive time, I really literally had the thoughts. I said, I'm so glad I'm spiritually founded, that my foundation is strong and I have a strong will and strong mind, and I do have faith in God. But I accepted that I understood how some people can choose to commit suicide rather than deal with the pain that they're in.
Oh,
It was
wow.
hurting me that bad. I wasn't considering doing anything to myself, but it just made my brain say, you know what? I can see how a weak-minded person might just say, the heck with this. I'm going. I did not know that God made the human body to withstand the pain that I've been going through.
Well, you know,
It's been amazing, but we want to have Dr. Nissa Jones on this show next week so she can come
you need
and
to be
talk.
sure and reach out to her,
Yeah,
because
I did already.
he just said to me, he just said something. Henry has lower back pain all the time, to the
Man.
point that he can't hardly walk.
Man.
So I need to take him over to Anissa and have her to check him out. And maybe I need to do the same
It
thing.
really, I mean, if don't wait until you have a problem, do maintenance, because they are skilled enough that they can see a problem developing, like old people say, from a mile away. And so it's better. What's the old people say all the time? Prevention is,
And an ounce of
yeah.
prevention is better than what is it?
Then
A pound of cure. Is that what it
man,
is?
let me tell you, man. I promise you, I am really
I think
serious.
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know.
And then a pound of cure. I know one of them is preventing
Ricky
our.
said, make sure it's not your kidneys.
Yeah, no, yeah, I
He
saw
would've
it.
known
I
by
did.
now, yeah.
I did, Ricky.
But
And I appreciate that.
But I'm glad that you're sharing a lot about health, in which we really do need to have somebody come in and talk about nutrition and stuff like that, and just different ways for healing. A lot of times, it's in our food. Inflammation is, the type of food we eat, make you swell up. And that makes you have like arthritis and just different things. I'm not the doctor. A lot of doctors are not skilled in nutrition. So I really appreciate, I don't have a problem with her, with any, with a chiropractor or anything. Okay. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
That's right.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sheila.
Hey, Sheila.
We were messing it up. How you doing today, babe? So I really, really appreciate it. Emily, I want to thank you. Emily made me some special butter for Henry.
Oh yeah, well yeah, she made me some too.
Ooh.
Trying to act like you the only special person around here.
You know what though?
I got some naturalista. I got some naturalista.
And
And Jackson said, "Me too."
now for the guys out there, and I've talked about this before, but I'm gonna put it out there again. A lot of times men are not they're not as tenacious about their skincare the way they should be. But especially, with crusty feet and things like that.
I ain't got
And
no crusty feet.
you probably don't even walk barefooted.
I don't.
You know what? Henry don't walk
I
barefooted.
keep my socks on.
I walk barefooted all the time. It must be girls that do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I shower.
I never
Brenda,
do.
I
do
shower
not.
with my socks on.
wow.
I'm just kidding, y'all. Just making jokes.
I literally never can ask my son, anybody. It feels weird to me. If I'm at a swimming pool, that's fine, or if I'm on the beach, but around my house, you will never catch me barefoot.
I'm barefooted all the time.
Me neither, Emily.
I'm barefooted. I'm barefooted all the time.
I sleep in socks all year long, even in the summertime. I sleep in socks. Oh, I can't. I cannot sleep with my feet. Not yeah.
I thought about.
You talk about anxiety. Oh my god. Yeah, I won't get any sleep.
Well, we've got little Denver at home, and Henry and I were talking about discipline. And so that's how I was kind of talking about our subject matter,
Okay.
which is, should step parents
Here we go, y'all. Get
discipline their stepchildren?
ready.
And it ain't necessarily got to be step parents either. I think should relatives, we should go ahead and put them in there too?
Let's stick to step parents for right now.
Well, and one of the things that Henry said to me, he says, well, Brenda, you don't like for me to discipline Denver. And I said, no.
You don't.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
I don't mind him disciplining her, like talking to her or whatever like that. But I don't believe, and I told him this, and we were just talking about it, I don't believe that any man should ever spank a girl child. My daddy never spanked me.
That was wrong with you, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Tag, you beat me to saying it.
You got to be quick. Got to be quick.
I know.
Got to be quicker than that.
That's just makes no sense at all to me.
What?
That you think a man shouldn't discipline his daughter. That makes no sense.
I don't believe in a man hit. My daddy didn't hit me.
Well,
Emily just expounded.
My daddy, but you know what though? He didn't have to.
That's a
he
problem.
didn't have to because I was a good girl. Now he
Lord.
Now he whipped my brothers. And he disciplined my brothers, but he never disciplined me. My daddy, all he had to do was tell me not to do it, and I didn't do it.
How many times did they have to tell you not to do it?
Right.
One time.
Because I have a hard time believing.
Emily, it's a good thing, that thing about, if lightning will strike if you say certain things, because we'll be burnt.
No, I'm saying that to say that I don't believe.
Crispy.
I believe in men disciplining their children, okay? Actually, I believe in step parents disciplining the children, but I think it has to be an understanding between the step parents. And, I believe that. But now on my part, as a step parent, I'm much stricter than his mom. I'm much more stricter than my stepchild's mother. Yeah.
Okay. You said stricter.
Because why? Because you don't want to fail in the parenting role. What makes you stricter?
There are certain things that I just believe that children should do, such as get up in the morning, make their bed, clean their room, just basic chores around the house. And that's not something that he's accustomed to doing because that's what his mother does for him. So he expects for me to do those kinds of things, and I'm not doing that.
See, I think my mind went to something like, you would make him eat with a paper towel, a handkerchief stuffed in his shirt, as opposed to she would just let him eat the hot dog. That's what I was thinking.
Well, no, I would, but it is too. I do require like manners at the table, and I don't allow electronics at the table either.
Me neither.
That makes sense to me.
So those are the kinds of things. But there are some people that don't want you to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
And I thought that would be
Hey,
a good
Linda.
conversation. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? I would not. There are some people who don't want you to say anything to their children,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're the step parent and you've got those children in the house,
Mm-hmm.
and they hard headed and don't listen. They don't want you to say or do a thing.
I think it's something that it definitely has to be discussed before you get married. It has to be a
That's right.
clear
That's right.
understanding. I think it's different. Jimmy, I'm sorry, not Jimmy. Raymond came into my life when Jimmy was 2. One going, he was 2, I think, right at 2. So it's different because he was raised up with Raymond. So I think it's different when you marry somebody and say the child is 13, 14, 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother set and a whole nother type of discipline.
Those are different dynamics.
Right. So when the child is really, really young and that stepfather is, or that step parent rather, is coming into place, I really do feel like that step parent should be able to discipline that child, because if I'm going to quote unquote help you raise if I'm going to help raise this child, they're going to be in my home because I'm married now, right? So this child is going to be in my home. I'm going to be responsible for helping feed, clothe, and all the things that parents do.
Right.
Why would you require me to do everything but I can't discipline them? That's not fair. It's
Absolutely.
not right, and it's not fair.
Well, today's topic is, should step parents discipline stepchildren? Okay. Should step parents discipline stepchildren? Now, I say yes. And I think that's the challenge. Because, see, now I know me too. I got a temper. So when that child say, you ain't my mama, you not going to tell me what to do, then I'm going to have a problem.
And I think that goes into a lot of that comes from the other parent, whether it's the father or the mother. Let's just say typically the mother has custody of the child. And, a lot of that is the mother, because she's bitter. She'll say, you don't let her put her hands on you, or don't let her comb your hair. Don't let her tell you this, or she ain't your mama. So
I bet you he better not hit my child.
Right.
Oh yeah.
All of that. So a lot of times, what I've learned is children are creatures of learned behavior. So they don't just automatically say that kind of stuff. They hear it and it's put into them. So they repeat what they hear a lot of times. So like a child, unless they're 15, 16, they ain't just gonna be like, you ain't my mama, you can't hit me. They hear that somewhere.
No, they heard it from their parent.
Exactly. So a lot of the issue is not the child. The issue is the other parent saying, wanting to try to maintain control. Like, listen, you ain't in a relationship no more. It didn't work. Let it go. Let that part of that go and allow the child to be disciplined properly. A lot of times that's what's wrong now in these school systems is I have clients personally that have dealt with that have sat in my chair and cried and said, I don't know what to do because this, she doesn't want me to do this. She doesn't want me to do that. She doesn't want me to, even down to the combing the hair.
Yeah.
Even down to combing the hair. Like, I don't want to, she can't put her hands in my baby's head. Okay.
What kind of nonsense is that?
So do you want me to let the baby go with her hair not combed? But then that'll be another phone call to the baby daddy. Why you let her go out looking like that? How come you didn't comb her hair? Well, you said Trisha couldn't comb her hair. You said you didn't want Trisha. Well, I mean, that's still your responsibility. You ain't, it's nonsense.
And what the opposite of it is? Why you letting my baby? Somebody tell me they saw my baby. Why you let my baby walk around like that with their hair not combed?
Exactly.
Why you let my baby walk around like that with that kind of stuff on? So you don't want them to do it, but then if they don't do it, then you still got a problem.
Exactly.
And I
Bitter
think the parenting thing that we're talking about, I think is just merely a microcosm of society in general. And I think when we lost that whole thing about, I think the basis of it is like, are you going to be about being right and wrong, about having values and this way of life. And so it extends out from the home into the village. And I think that's why starting in the home, we lost control of the
Right.
kids because of those kinds of nuances and other tentacles. And then when it got into like, when we grew up, the whole neighborhood, by the time you got far enough out of the way of Miss Ruby and Miss Doretha and all of them to do something you didn't have any business, you'd be too tired to do it because you knew everybody in the community could whoop you.
Was going to.
And by the way, and Linda just said, she said, if I'm feeding them, oh yeah, you're gonna get in the corner of something else. And that's really the way I feel about it. But then too, it just creates a lot of problems. And I brought it up because I'm like, you teaching your child not to respect authority.
That's what I'm talking about.
You teaching them, say, you ain't got to listen to her. Well, I'm your stepmother. Yes, you do have to listen to me.
That
in my house.
Yeah, that extended out into society. And that's what that same behavior. Well, I know what that child is doing is wrong. I know it's a child, but I'm restricted on saying something to this child. I could help this child by saying something to them.
Right.
But because I'm a step parent, then these restrictions have been placed on me. So now I can't say anything to them. And what's really happening is the quote unquote real birth parent is really hurting that child. You're not hurt. You think you're hurting that stepmother or the stepfather by not giving them permission to correct that child, but you're not really hurting them by denying them the ability to discipline. You're hurting your kid.
Linda said they can say all they want, but I'm combing that hair. And they go, where would I buy?
That's right.
You'll be crying later. Absolutely, Ricky. And that's what I'm saying. If you don't get them early,
they'll be down there to see Ricky.
Yeah.
And the sad part about it is the children suffer.
Yeah.
And see,
that's what I'm saying. It's not the parent
that
you had your angst against. You had your angst against the parent,
that's
like
right.
you all were saying earlier. She better not be whipping my child, or he better not put his hands on my daughter over there.
Right.
You know what I mean? All that stuff. But you're not hurting the step parents. You're hurting your child.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge I see. You're not teaching them authority.
Yep.
And so I would like to be able to send Denver to your house, and she respect you whether you're a step parent or not. That ain't got to do. She still need to obey you. She still need to obey Linda. She still need to obey Tina. She needs to be taught that.
And I don't keep too many people's kids for that reason. But I always tell, if you want me to babysit, and if you want me to babysit or watch your children or whatever the case, you have to give me permission to pop them. Now, I can honestly say in all of my years of watching other people's kids, I may have had to pop one or two. I'm pretty good at authority, so a lot of times you ain't really got to put your hands on children. If you set a boundary up front, you set a precedence up front. As soon as they step foot in your house, they know you don't play most of the time, unless you just got a little heathen on your hands. They not gonna try you if you let them know up front, this is how it goes in my house, this is how it works. But I always tell people, don't send your child over here to me. If I can't discipline them, I can't talk to them, and I can't do what I need to do.
Absolutely.
Don't send them to my house, because they can disrespect you, but they're not going to disrespect me.
And I put it out there like that because it just seems to me that she said, not only do the children suffer, they feel like they have to choose sides, and they shouldn't ever have to choose. They shouldn't ever have to carry parents' issues. And Johnny, that is huge.
Yeah.
Sometimes a counsel or a neutral party can be advantageous. I agree with you. I agree. But a lot of times, when you're, and that's one reason why I did not get married until my children were out of the house.
Linda said she popping them.
Yeah, I know it. She said, bring it to me. I'm step parent grandma. And I'm just saying that I didn't get married while I had kids at home because I didn't even want to put him in the position of having to discipline or do any of that, with the children.
Right.
And even now as a grown person, because you have grown kids will come to you, you're and I always tell them, I got to talk to Henry about it. We have a situation. Somebody, Wade Horton says a good step parent we use was Ephesians chapter 5 and show much love to the child. In return, the child will give that respect. So when it's time for discipline, they'll know it's out of love. That's a great thing. And a lot of times, you know, the step parents, it's a hard thing. That blended family is something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
more
it
than a
is.
notion, and especially in the case like you, Johnny. You haven't raised any children, but you're very disciplined when it comes to children. Though.
All right, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with kids most of my adult life from the community centers, just some with my younger
Yeah.
brother. He was 6 years old when my mom died. So, and I was already an adult. So, and then I don't know, I just got this thing, God, man, I could be in the store and little kids be following me around, but I,
Cause you look like Pop Pop
Cause you look
there
like
she
that
Pop
goes.
Pops.
girl with that
Pop
hat
Pop.
on.
Hey,
Can
Antonio,
we have a
is
dollars?
Chad two
Can I have 50 cents?
on the stream? They out here picking again.
You know, as soon as we've got some guests coming on, so as soon as they pop in, we'll be able to,
Yeah.
he'll bring
So
them in.
so the producer and director of the show um was supposed to be coming on, but he sent me a note that he's not feeling well. But his son was supposed to be coming on.
Justice on Trial is
He
going to
said
be in
he's on
Atlanta.
mute and he's waiting to be announced. He just
Okay, I don't see him. Where is he?
Well, let's let our
We'll
Good.
let Mr. Jackson.
yeah.
Hey,
Hey, how you
hey,
doing?
how are you? I'm doing great. How are you all?
Oh, pretty good. We want to hear about Justice on Trial in Atlanta at Black Wall
Okay.
Street.
But let me tell you who this gentleman is.
Okay.
This is Chad Lawson uh, Cooper II. His father, along with Harry Lennox, are the producers and of this show, this national touring stage play. And his father, Chad Lawson Cooper, is the author of this show and director of this show. We've been traveling the country with it for about 5 years. I've been with them, and it's been a wonderful experience. And we're going to be doing this show. Uh, People ask me about coming to make them, so we're going to be close to making this Sunday, October 22nd. We're going to be at the new Black Wall Street Mall in Stonecrest, Georgia. And this young gentleman, Chad Lawson Cooper II, is going to be on today in the stead of his father. He is one of the stars of the show. He plays the character Emmett Till in the show. But we're going to just have him on just to talk a little bit about it just for a moment or two. Go ahead, Chad.
Hey, everybody. I enjoyed what you all were talking about earlier.
Okay.
It was giving me like older Breakfast Club vibes. I was
All
really
right.
enjoying it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to tune in to this.
Okay.
But the show that we have coming to Stonecrest Mall, it's the new Black Wall Street, and it's basically a mall for Black entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And they set up there every single week to have basically a market just to attract people to Black businesses to gain more awareness about Black businesses in our community. And we will be having a show there called Justice on Trial, and America's favorite Black cowboy, Mr. Johnny Hollingshed, will be a part of the show as well. So it's about two civil rights attorneys suing the U.S. Justice Department for reparations. So we bring back three time traveler witnesses, Harriet Tubman, Emmett Till, and Medgar Evers, to tell their stories to a courtroom. Uh, to basically add to onto the cases why we should have reparations. And so there's a whole jury deliberation, a part of this. So you get to see the jury deliberation where there's one racist white woman who says, well, I don't see why they should get reparations. I don't have reparations. And the Black lady says, well, of course they deserve reparations after all we've been through, and yada yada yada. And the white lady says, well, honey, did I ask you to say anything to me? Did it don't come for me unless I send for you. And then she goes on to say, and go get me a cup of coffee like your grandmother used to get my grandmother a cup of coffee. And so I love how Black women always respond in a subtle way. So the Black woman says, well, honey, when you get out of that coma next year, after I put you in it, from what you just said to me, you can get me a cup of coffee. And it's just
Mhm.
like, this
Yeah,
great
some
banter.
rockets flying. That's
Yes, it's a fiery scene. So it's definitely a combination of humor, inspiration, motivation, and you would definitely leave there thinking about how you can be active in this fight for reparations for African Americans.
yeah,
So it's a
yeah.
great show for the youth. It's a great show for the elderly. It's a transgenerational educational show.
It absolutely is. And one of the great things that I noticed from the beginning of joining the cast and in reading the script. Over the years, I found out that if you give a person too much serious information all at once, sometimes the brain goes down and won't receive it.
Right.
So this director was clever enough to have some relief moments, some comic relief moments
Yeah.
in this show, which makes the entire show more acceptable.
Yeah.
If you're around or if you're anywhere near, you must come see this show. I think we got a few tickets before we're sold out, but
Hmm.
you can call in, and we've got on the screen how you can get in touch with the ticket sellers and the producers. Someone will get you hooked up. Please come to this show. Your homeboy, your Macon boy will be there. I'm
Hmm.
such an honored person to be a part of the cast. I've been
Hmm.
traveling around with the cast for quite some time. Talent is an understatement. This young man that's on screen now is a super talented guy. His mother
Thank
plays
you.
the role of Harriet Tubman, and oh my God, I call her sis. She's just an ultra talented woman, and Dr. Chad Lawson Cooper himself is going to be on stage as well, and you might have seen him in the Five Heartbeats and some of the numerous of credits that you can go and follow him with. But we're just glad that you came on with us for a little
I'm
bit.
glad that you all have me come here. I enjoy speaking with my aunties and my uncle. I enjoyed this.
All right. So
Big
now you
sis.
know you can always find us on Facebook on the All of Us
Definitely,
show.
definitely. I'll
Yeah,
be tuning
yeah,
in.
and share it.
And
Share.
maybe we'll
Yeah.
get you back somewhere down the line to
Oh,
Yeah,
talk
y'all gotta
about.
get me back because I'm about to start my own podcast. So y'all
All
gotta get
right.
me
oh,
back.
And
oh,
look,
yeah, yeah.
we can get some of the views on, because you've been out here traveling on the road across the country since you were a teenager, a young teenager.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And so you can share with us some of that experience of how it feels to be out on the road at that age and trying to finish school
Yes.
and the actualisms of life, you know?
Definitely, definitely. I
I'd be real
appreciate you all's congeniality. It was a great interview. And I hope to see both of you and everybody who's listening at New Black Wall Street on October 22nd at 7 p.m. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
All
Thank you,
right.
See,
Chad.
Awesome.
thanks,
We'll
Thank
see you
you.
Chad.
later. Okay, look, and if anybody's interested here in Macon, the tickets are VIP tickets are 150 and the regular tickets are $100. But I've got about 8 more tickets that I can sell to my people here in Macon for $67. So if you're interested in going, just contact me. If you got my number, call me. If you don't, look on Facebook and give me a shout out.
I have a
And
question. What
yes,
does the VIP tickets include?
some food and getting with the cast and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Okay, and that sounds like fun. I mean,
It's
really.
it is and it's very appropriate. I understand why that facility brought us there, because the name of it is the New Black Wall Street. And if anybody knows the history of Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921, where blacks were flourishing
Mm-hmm.
in that place, and they, over a lie, they
Mm-hmm.
burned that whole city down,
That is right.
and over 300 African Americans were murdered. And they came to find out that the lady lied about this young
And
man.
that's always.
Yeah, and it's and I had the honor and pleasure of a couple of weeks ago to go to the Martin Luther King Nonviolent Center for Change and heard speak. Uh, this lady was 100, is 109 years old,
Mm.
and she was
Wow.
7 years old when they bombed and burned and murdered all those folks on Black Wall Street. And to
Wow.
hear her, you know how you can hear people, talk about an incident, you can study it in school and that kind of
Right,
thing,
right,
and
right.
you can really do your research and you can really dig in. But when she spoke of it, they asked her a question. Said, "What do you remember of it?" She said, "I remember everybody was crying black tears." And I went,
Mm.
"What?"
The
She said,
smoke
"The smoke and the smut. So the water that was coming out of their eyes was
is,
black, running
yes.
down their faces."
Wow.
And when she said that, it gave it a whole new feeling.
Mm.
One more thing I share: the guy that was playing the part of Medgar Evers in our show. Uh, he was an older guy. And we saw him in rehearsal, and I would say little stuff to him. Hey, how you doing? You did a good job, and to read through it or something like that. But we happened to go to the store, and he was driving. We were in Houston or Dallas somewhere, and I got in the car with him. And then I started thinking, why not talk to the man, instead of just getting in the car ride. I said, so you're from Mississippi? He said, yeah. I said, so how much do you know about the movement when it was going on? He says, I was in school and at was it Prairie View or Jackson State, one of them. And he said that when Medgar got killed, that they were grooming him, and they did groom him to take Medgar's place. So he actually was in the movement, right?
Uh-huh.
He was the person that filled the role, James Alexander, that filled the role Medgar had. Mm-hmm. I said, so, I mean, I don't say I was just being flippant, but I
were being flippant.
No, I wasn't. I said, so you were around when they were turning water hoses on people and sicking dogs, right? And he looked at, you could see his whole body change. And he said, son, he said, man, you wouldn't believe it. He said, yeah, I was there. He said, I can still see now when those water hoses were hitting my friends and knocking the meat off their skins. And when he said that, I said to myself, I've always known about them turning the water hoses on people, right?
Right.
I see the film of them turning the water. I never thought about the fact that high pressure, he didn't say it was knocking the skin off. He said the water hose was knocking chunks of meat out of people. And I had never thought about it in those terms. Oh, wow. And he was talking about where the dogs were biting people and these kind of, man, I had a whole different perspective of it. It's just, so some of the stories being told in this particular play are from those vantage points. And it's very enlightening. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole lot of facts. We talk about the fact that the Ottawa Indians were given reparations in this country. We talk about the fact that the Japanese Americans were given reparations in this country. But African American.
But did you know? And what about the ones who actually enslaved were given reparations?
Oh, absolutely.
But I think a lot of times with history, and with me being the buff I am, history buff I am,
yeah.
A lot of times, people say, well, why do you bring that up? Why do you want to? Because it has to be talked about.
That's the only way you can mend it.
That's the only way you cannot repeat it.
Yeah. Is
to talk about it, acknowledge it. And so that you can heal and be able to move forward. It is so important to, like what you just told me, the uncovering of that. See, that's the importance of stories.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because you won't get that on Ancestry.
That's right.
You won't get that on Family Search. Mm-hmm. You won't get that on the internet. You're not going to get that unless you hear the stories that come from the people who actually had that experience. That's why I say sit at the elders' lap.
The griots, they call them the griots.
Yes, sit at the elders' lap so that you can hear it. Mm-hmm. And so that you can have a greater understanding of it. Now, I hadn't even thought about the water hose, and I consider myself a learned person.
Right.
Y'all know I talk different when I talk about history because I love history.
Yeah.
And because that's just that's my cup of tea.
Okay.
And when you are having these kind of conversations, you see, you can get lost and just look at the imagery of the water hose, not thinking, well, you know what, when they were doing this, that pressure did this, or when those dogs bit, it did
you never
this.
Thought about it in those terms.
Or whatever. And it's not to make anybody feel bad,
That's
look
right.
bad, because a lot of times they say, well, Brenda, you be giving, white people. I said, no, I don't give them my cousin, my and I call her my white cousin only because she is white. And I just do that just so that the people can have a great understanding.
Yeah.
She helps me hand and foot with this research.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, really, when I'm out there looking for somebody's dad or trying to connect family, it's her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who uses all these different tools and different things to try to connect people together. Because she also understands that unless we have an honest conversation, mm-hmm. and I mean an honest conversation,
yeah.
about what happened here in the United States, we're not going to be able to heal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's why we have never healed, because there's never been an honest conversation about it.
You know,
Right.
and you know, and I'll stop, you know, I'll talk to Henry, he'll say white people. I said, no, it's not all white people.
It's certainly not, because
Mhm.
if it had not been for white folk, Martin Luther King wouldn't have gotten out of jail a million times. Uh, White folk, black folk, and
And Jewish,
everybody was Jews. Those Jews,
Jew,
everybody
and
was
they did.
working. When Sammy Davis and all those people, they were doing. He even shared some of that. I said, so you were getting locked up too? He said, how many times?
And then, you
He
know,
said, but he made the point that, and it wasn't just black people coming to our rescue, getting us out of jail,
it was white
paying the
people.
bill. He made that a point.
And let
He
me,
said it's just good people and
good
bad
people.
people.
And
He
there
said it
you
ain't
go.
about good. It ain't about black and white folk. It's just
That's
good
good.
folk and bad
Mhm.
folk,
And
or
I'm just,
people that do bad things.
and
That's
let me just say this, because when you had those boycotts, you know, those bus boycotts and stuff like that,
Mhm.
who do you think paid the taxes?
that's right.
Mhm.
You know, because black people didn't have the money to pay the
Absolutely
taxes.
right.
It was some good people, some good white people that didn't want anybody to know, because if people knew what they were doing, they would have set their house on fire, burned it down, or did whatever.
Mhm.
But it was those good people who paid for those, you know, paid for those taxi rides and things like that. So I know that I have to be careful of group talk when, you know, when we're talking, and you know, and it's just saying, you know, because not all white people are good and are
That's right.
bad, and the same for black folk, because it was some treacherous, you know, black people that was back there that was doing some crazy stuff too. And
Mhm.
you know, I'm the first one to acknowledge that. But I appreciate you bringing him in. And you know, I would certainly like to, you know, I wish it was just closer for me, because you know, my eyes are bad and I can't drive, but I certainly want to go up there because I want to see the cowboy.
Hmm.
And I want to see him because I know that he performing on stage. Do
Do
you
you
wear
perform with your hat?
Of
Which,
course.
and then and
It's my character. My character wears a cowboy hat.
okay, and they're just having a really
was
good.
that a coincidence, or was that did you?
It was the director of the show, and I had it on during rehearsal. You know, when we were rehearsing,
Mm.
and so when it came time for the costuming, they're like, you know what, you should wear your hat in the show. And I
Did
was
you
like,
have it on for auditions?
no, we were just rehearsing. You know what I mean?
I
I
mean,
was
when you originally auditioned.
no, when I just that was that's a whole nother story.
Oh Lord.
How I got
Okay.
into the show. Actually, it was the show was coming through a few years ago, and the actor that was playing the part that I now play couldn't make the show here. They were traveling through, and they were going to stop and do the show in Macon, and then go to FAMU, and then to Birmingham, and then to
Right.
Montgomery. And so the director of the show came in and was asking around town for the people he was around, you know, do you know an actor that could come in and do this, da da da? And I had several people call me and talking about, hey man, it's this guy from New York and off Broadway show. And I was like, I had just got a tooth knocked out. And I was like, no, I'm already going around town singing like this everywhere I go. I said, I don't want to be on stage. I can't put my microphone and hide my teeth. And so I never called him. And so then one day I get a call, and I said, who's this? He says, this is Dr. Cooper with the Off Broadway show Justice on Trial. And I said, oh, okay. He says, look, I know you've got my messages. He said, because everybody I talked to, the first name they said was you. He said, so, and I know these people are reliable people. He says, I know you got my messages, but I'm not calling you to ask you, do you want to be in the show? He said, I just want to meet the guy that won't even call an off Broadway producer. And I know that they've told me you majored in theater and all this stuff. Why wouldn't you call? So he said, I just want to meet you. I just want to meet you. Just kick it. I said, cool. So we met, and I was talking to him with my hand like this the whole time. And we talk and talk. So finally he says, okay, just cut through the chase. Just can you tell me why you don't want, not interested? You just shut it down.
Right.
So I pulled my hand down. I said, look, see, I got my tooth knocked out. And I don't want to be seen on stage like that. And he reached in his mouth and, and pulled his teeth out. I said, okay, if he's that cool, I can deal with him. So I got in the show at that point, and I've been with the show ever since.
But I
And
didn't.
then we teased because he went to FAM and I went to Tennessee State. And,
Yeah.
you know, we became brothers, friends and then brothers. His family is like family to me now.
Well, I think it's an awesome thing, and you know.
He knows I was going to tell that story if
Oh,
you're
by the
still
way,
listening.
Johnny, your character just happens to wear a hat. That's what T.D. Brown said.
I'm just telling you, we were in Chicago, and
And
the director of the show, we were just at rehearsals, just at rehearsals, and they were picking costumes for everybody, and I didn't have on a hat when I walked on the set, and then they said, "Hey, where's your hat?" I was like, "Huh?" They're
Yeah.
like, "No, we want you to wear your hat. That goes with the character because my character is a construction worker." And so they said, "No, he would probably be dressed like that, and with the whole get up." So then that's how that happened.
Well, we got maybe about 8 more minutes. Did you give our call-in number?
478-250-1444. And I was fussing at you about not doing it right.
Yeah, that's what we did. That's what he was all on me to my. Well, you ain't gave in the call-in number.
478-250-1444. Before we get off, we want to make mention about there's a big blues festival with a national recording artist going to be on the show. It's going to be really something beautiful for Macon, Georgia, over in Mill. Is it what's called?
Mill Hill.
Mill Hill, yeah.
I think it was it TD to ask about the blues festival last? Was it her to ask about the blues festival about who was going to be there?
Man, look how on point our producing engineer is.
He just take that. He got the picture up there. He got the picture up there. Who's gonna be? I don't know anything. What you know about the blues, Johnny? Do you sing the blues? You and Emily?
Well, since my baby little man.
No, I'm not a blues singer. That's not my genre. I can, but I don't. I'm a well-rounded singer. I can sing just about anything, but once you get smart enough, to stay in your lane.
College summer Monday. You know that, Emily. Tuesday's just as bad.
Well, know what?
Yeah, so once you have to learn to stay in your lane and do what you do best.
Thrill is gone.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. What time does the show start? And
done me wrong,
Johnny.
Johnny,
what? Focus.
Focus. What time does the show start?
What?
What time does the show start?
What show?
The Blues
Festival, Johnny.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just a little off today. My back hurt. I'm gonna use that every time. Look,
right.
The
You're
show.
Gonna milk it.
Show. The gates open at noon, and the music starts at 1 p.m. Admission. Now, this is the best price anybody could have ever asked for. Let me just tell you, Betty LaVette, who is a Hall of Fame blues singer, Larry McCray, Chawa, Little Willie Farmer, Alvin Youngblood, got the Hearts duo Sonic, you got Brother, you got Rick Payton, you got Piedmont Blues, R.L. Boyce, and Lightning Malcolm. Now, these are not artists who are just going to be like you get some guys from around here and they say, okay, we're going to go play a B.B. King song or something like that. No, these are not people imitating them. These are blues players. This is what they do. They don't do R&B. They don't do jazz. They don't do classical. They are blues artists. And most of these artists are from New Orleans. And, Mississippi and New Orleans, they are authentic. And a couple of these guys that I named are in the Blues Hall of Fame. These people are the real deal.
Blues.
Yeah, real deal. Thanks to John Malika, Johnny Moe. But for all of those people I just named, for all of those people, it's going to be food trucks and kids, arts zones, and it's going to be arts expo and barbecue and all that stuff. But listen, for all of that stuff, you're not going to believe the price that it costs to go.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, it's free.
It's free. And it's in celebration of our 200th year bicentennial, right?
Yeah.
And, and they've had all kind of activities. I'm really proud of Macon and the kind of work that they're doing to celebrate the bicentennial.
It's a good beginning because I'm sure, it sets a foundation that we can do these type things and we don't have to wait till the next 200 years to do them again. And I hope these type efforts are made on a continuum.
I think so.
And I think that uh, more people. I hope that more Maconites, people surrounding, gets involved, because so more inclusion and the ideas of others can happen.
I
Because
do too.
sometimes, just because you got all the money, and then if all the ideas or choices of programming are being chosen by you, sometimes that really doesn't feed the entire community. And I think that we'll do better if more people get involved, because we come from such a creative town.
We do.
So this town is, man, people from Macon really don't understand, like, who've never left here or never been around other people, and find out that other people also know Macon is here. They'll be surprised at the reputation that Macon
And by the
has
way, and you know who our worst
musically.
critics? You know who our worst critics?
Us,
People in Macon. People in Macon bad mouth Macon
us,
all the time.
us.
And that's why you oh, like you do all of this. I'm like, I love Macon. I love
Man,
Macon.
Macon is so unique. Macon is the only city that 4 genres of music started in. 4. The Grammy Awards, there are 4 categories that started in Macon. Soul music with Otis Redding,
Little Richard.
funk music with James Brown, rock and roll with Little Richard,
Southern rock.
and Southern rock with the Allman Brothers. That's 4 genres of music started in Macon, Georgia.
And then every time it's, oh, they got all that crime in there. They always, I'm like, you know what? Every place got crime.
Every place.
And let me just say, it's certain areas that you just don't go to.
That's
It's
simple.
certain areas you don't go to in Macon. There's certain areas you don't go to on the internet. There's certain areas you don't. It's the truth.
All right, preach, Brenda.
You know, don't be trying to pretend like Macon is so bad. The reason why they say Macon is so bad is because Macon got a lot of black people, and then the black folk buy into that nonsense. I said it.
Now, there you go.
Yeah, I said it right
That's
here.
what it really is.
You know, and you know, it just makes me mad.
Yeah.
You know, and the same thing happens in all the other areas, and it's just because you got more black folk here. Then that's why they say it.
That's why.
Well, I say
We had a good time.
You've been listening to All of a Sudden. Join them every Monday evening from 5:30 to 6:30. All of a Sudden with your host, Brenda Sutton. That's every Monday. We'll see you there.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants